Hi scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am here with another layout. I am going to be using these scrap pieces of paper for this layout. So I was just going through and showing you which ones. I'm going to use this layout inspiration that I found on Pinterest. And I'm going to cut down this paper that has the Christmas trees on it, as well as this one that has the birds and the branch or tree. I don't even know what it was. I'm going to glue those together right there and then glue them to the right side of the layout. Now here I'm just gluing down the rest of those scraps. I glued a green piece to the left, and then to the right I'm going to glue this kind of purplish snowflake paper. And I'm just going to cut off the extra part hanging off of the layout. And then I have these two branding strips that I'm going to place down there on the bottom. And then cut off the excess of those as well. Now I'm going to start cutting down my photos just a little bit, not too much, and then place 3 of them on there. I had picked out 4 thinking I was going to use 4, but there just wasn't enough room. So I went ahead and just used those 3. I had this chevron. It's kind of like a peach color, and it seemed to match pretty well with the photos as well as the other papers. So I'm going to glue the photos to that, and then I'm going to cut it down with just a small, very small mat around them. At the top, I'm leaving a little bit extra room because I thought I could do a scalloped edge or something like that. So here I'm just cutting down the excess on the background, the matte paper, sorry. And then here I am cutting out this scallop edge with my Fiskars border punch. Now here I am placing a Christmas card that I got from the Elle's Studio 2013 collection, I believe, and that one just has a bunch of Christmas words on it. I was thinking I needed something to go right there, and so I pulled out another card because I didn't really like the red one, and I pulled out a bunch of different cards for this, and I am not going to use any of those ones, I think. There's just a scrap piece of paper, and then here's one that says memories. I believe this is the one that I end up using. I had this chipboard piece that said celebrate on it, and the last part of it had been ripped off. I had ripped it off in an earlier layout, and so I was trying to think about what I could place over top of it so that you wouldn't realize that it was messed up. So here I'm just kind of playing around with that and trying to figure that out. I'm going to cut this purple snowflake paper into a banner and place it on the left-hand side. I'm kind of playing around with it right now, but it's going to end up on the left-hand side. Then I pulled out these Elle's Studio arrow cut-aparts, and I'm going to place it up there. I'm going to cut out one that says hashtag we were here, that green one. So here is where I finally decide I'm going to put that green arrow up there at the top right, and then I'm going to just place some words underneath it. And these words say, remember the morning magic and enjoy. Then I'm just going to put the banner there to the left, and that is pretty much it for that part of the layout. I will do some journaling underneath on that journaling card. Here is another one of those little arrow banners, and this one says, hang on, hashtag my fave. So here I am finally gluing down my photos and the journaling tag as well. I'm going to glue down that flag right there. Sorry about my head. I'm going to put a pop dot right underneath that green tag up there to make sure that it stays popped up. And then I'm going to pull out my red enamel dots and use red as well as green. I'm using my Zots to glue those down, and then I'm going to move on to the title, I think. Oh, I'm doing the journaling. And basically, all I say that Jonas and Brennan loved playing with their toys they got from Grandma. This was something that my grandma, or not my grandma, my mom and my stepdad gave the boys for Christmas. And I messed up while I was writing Grandma and Grandpa, and so I had to pick out some stickers to cover up the mess up because it was just, I knew it was going to really bother me if I didn't fix it. So that's why I'm looking through these cards. I found the words Grandma and Grandpa, but I think for some reason, I think maybe because it overlapped or something, I just didn't like the way it looked. So I'm going to actually use the black ones that I used up on that chipboard element right above there. Here I'm just kind of fiddling around. I think I decided to start working on the title, which is going to be The Morning After. Sorry about this, it's taken quite a while. Those stickers were kind of hard to pull off each individual one. It was kind of frustrating. So I'm going to place the title right there along the top of that layer, and I'm just going to make 3 rows. So the, morning, and then after. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to place down enamel dots, a red and then a green right there next to the title. Here is where I pull out these, I believe they're from Authentique, black stickers, and I pull out the word Grandma as well as the word grandpa. And I leave the ampersand because I did use an ampersand from that kind of bluish green. I leave that there, but I really like how that looks because it's a little bit more condensed. So then I'm going to finish writing the journaling. For some reason I stopped in the middle. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to embellish the bottom photo along the branding strips. There was, I don't know if you can tell, but there was like a little hole from where the paper was able to slide onto like the hook at Michael's or whatever. So I decided to cover that up with some embellishing. I also used this, I always want to call them clips, clothespin. And I believe it just says hello. Let's see, what does it say? Ugh, I can't even tell. Oh, it says good times. It was in yellow, so it's really hard to see even though I'm looking at the layout right in front of me. So here I am just stamping out the word documented, and then I'm going to use a chipboard frame from, I don't remember what collection, but it's a My Mind's Eye collection. I think it might be Izzy, maybe Milo, one of those collections. So here I'm just going to glue the piece of paper and then cut around it. And that works out pretty good. So once I am done with that, I am going to place it down there on the bottom. I am also going to use 2 enamel dots, a red and a green, and then also a little blue camera. There we go, there's the camera. And then here's the enamel dots. And that is pretty much the end of this layout. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Have a great scrappy night, or I guess great scrappy week, I should say, because I don't know if you're scrapbooking tonight. Anyway, have a good night. Bye.